I am in the Pantanal, the largest tropical wetland in the world. They call this land the green diamond of Brazil. In this intricate interpenetration of rivers, swamps, islets, and plains that reach out as far as the eye can see, humans are few and wild animals still rule. I am traveling out to meet the lords of this land, the anaconda, the master of the aquatic world, the capybara, prince of the shores, and the mythical jaguar that rules over the forest. Jaguars have become scarce, and this territory is full of caimans and piranhas. Going on the quest to find the most secret of the big cats is bound to be an adventure. But I'm quite confident the big cats and I go back a long way, and our relationship is based on hope and passion. My name is Olivier Wallet. For the last 15 years, I've been living in Namibia with cheetahs and rubbing shoulders with the main big cats in Africa. I've decided to set out on a quest for the last free animals that still live in total freedom. But nowadays, finding their wild paradises means traveling to the most remote regions on this planet, far from man. I grew up in the desert, in an arid and often hostile environment. But for me, there is nothing more difficult than traveling through damp regions. You need to be ready to fight mosquitoes and all kinds of other creatures that hide behind every bush, swamp, or under my feet. The Pantanal spreads over more than 200,000 square kilometers, a surface that is over the third of the size of France. These extensive swamplands straddle Bolivia and Paraguay. I will be traveling several weeks through these swamps in the Mato Grosso region. Very few biotopes in the world hide such a diversified fauna. A confluence where sky, earth, and rivers offer thousands of shelters to so many species that have come to hide here, away from man. The flora and fauna are not the only attractions of the Pantanal. This land hides unexpected treasures. I am getting close to Rio Sucuri, south of Bonito. Here the waters are known to be the purest and the clearest of Brazil. This region alone shelters more than 400 different species of fish. This river was named after the largest snake on the continent, the anaconda, which prowls around these waters. But the Rio Sucuri is also an ideal gathering and laying spot for many fish species. In such crystal clear waters, the caimans have no hopes of catching them unaware. Here, subterranean springs are rich in calcium bicarbonate that fixes limestone and precipitates any suspended impurities to the bottom of the river. The water that has infiltrated the soil spurts up from the underground, freed from impurities. The fish gorge on the abundance of plants that can be found in this aquatic garden. They've also learned how to take advantage of the fruits that fall from the sky. By spreading the seeds in their feces, they participate in the forest regeneration. These seemingly peaceful rivers are the lair of a mythical animal. I just found something exceptional. At first, I thought it was a huge anaconda. I'm glad I found the skin of the anaconda and not the snake itself, because it must be such a monster. This solitary giant can measure over 5 meters long and has hooked teeth and powerful jaws. It uses them to latch onto its prey that it drags under the water and drowns. This aquatic world, where it spends most of its time, the anaconda only comes up to breathe and spy on its prey. This snake, strong enough to choke caimans or capybaras, will grow and shed its skin throughout its life. Wow, that was absolutely incredible. I actually managed to get close to it. But my feelings are quite mixed up. It's a mix between fascination and fear, because I couldn't help thinking about this anaconda trying to grab me and dragging me to the bottom of this river. But in any case, it was a lifetime experience. Following an anaconda is not easy, and tracking the other king of the Pantanal, the jaguar, even less so. The species has been decimated by poaching. The last jaguars have taken shelter at the heart of the most isolated swampy areas, in the middle of a dense and incommensurate territory. This is high season for macaws gathering. They come in this region to mate and nest. And this gigantic sinkhole is known to be their favorite spot. And the reason why is that very few other birds can actually fly in circle on a short distance. Contrary to all appearances, they are not red macaws, but they are red and green macaws, as their wings show. But they are as noisy as the other ones. Well, I guess if I would be a bird, I would probably choose this place to also mate and nest. The walls here are made of sandstone, soft enough for the parrots to be able to dig a hole inside and make their nest. The sound bounces and echoes all around. These macaws that usually perch high up in the canopy are monogamous birds that stay together for life. I could stay here for hours, but now it's time for me to hit the road up north. During the dry season, the wetlands are in constant evaporation. From June to October, not one drop of rain falls on the Pantanal. This region is full of surprises. In winter, the cold air coming from the south meets the warm one of the Pantanal and creates this mysterious atmosphere. It's a typical phenomenon of these wetlands that get regularly flooded. Termites build their fortresses on the areas the least affected by the floods, which submerge most of the land during the austral summer. But these insects are not safe from other threats. What a strange creature. It's a colored anteater. I am really lucky to encounter it. During daytime, this animal is known to be nocturnal, but he's still busy looking for what he likes the most, ants and termites. He just found a termite mound. It is also a very wise animal because it never destroys completely the termite mound in order to let it regenerate. This arboreal animal has 4 fingers with sharp and non-retractable claws. It must walk on its fist to avoid harming its palms. If the colored anteater has got a very poor eyesight, he's got a sense of smell 40 times higher than human beings. There he goes for his 15 hours daily nap. The Pantanal, a paradise for animals, but an hostile land for man. This vast basin-shaped plain, a former inner sea, experiences severe droughts during the 4 months of winter. In summer, when the rain season comes around, more than 80% of the Pantanal will be flooded over. In spring, when the waters retire, they leave behind a fertile savanna and immense marshes that thrive with caimans and fish. And sometimes, if you want to avoid taking huge detours, you have to cross through. The water is a little cold, I feel things going through my legs. Not seeing what's under this vegetation does not make me comfortable. The Pantanal holds the largest crocodilian population in the world. There's no way you can avoid those sharp-toothed monsters. It's getting really deep. I can't go further. I need to go back on my tracks. There are so many things moving in these swamps. Let's see if I can find a better way. It is believed that about 10 million caimans live in these swamps. There are caimans everywhere here. They seem to rule over the river. And I'm gonna have to get used to this. Oh. The most stressful part of walking in these swampy areas is that I don't see where I put my feet. But if I don't show any aggressiveness, and if I go very slowly, everything should be okay, and I can actually enjoy their very special beauty. They don't seem to appreciate my presence. In principle, I am in no danger. Caimans prefer to eat fish, turtles, other reptiles, or small mammals. I feel they're all looking at me right now. Caimans are much smaller than Nile crocodiles. Usually, they are no longer than 2 meters. But still, they stay very impressive. And water is their element. Caimans have this capacity to immerse themselves almost totally. Only their nose and their eyes stay above the water, allowing them to see what's going around. And right now, that's how they are looking at me and trying to understand what am I doing here. I came in peace. I really hope they are feeling that. Although caimans are protected, their habitat is shrinking to the benefit of cattle farming, and this might jeopardize the future of their species. In the Pantanal, land that is not subjected to floods is being nibbled away day by human activity and by immense herds of cattle. These plains are the Pantaneiros territory. These cowboys are the descendants of Native Americans and Portuguese settlers. They work for rich landowners.
Hola. Hello.
Tudo bem?
We're fine.
My name is Oliver.
Kleberson. Kleberson.
Kleberson. Nice to meet you, Kleberson.
So what's bringing you here?
Well, I'm crossing Pantanal on foot because I really would like to see jaguars. Do you see some around here?
Yes, it happens to us, especially at this time of year, but further north.
And do you go often up there?
We carry the livestock up there regularly during the dry season.
Okay. What a beautiful place here.
This is the famous Pantaneiros horse.
In these faraway isolated fazendas, horses rule. The horse is the cowboy's inseparable partner. He's best allied to drive cattle across the swamp to the vast savannahs, often tens of kilometers away from here.
The Pantaneiro horse is ideal for driving cattle. It's very resistant. This is our stallion. It's a pure Pantaneiro.
This is really a beautiful horse.
Do you ride?
Si.
Would you like to try it?
Si, with pleasure.
Okay, let's go. You're doing very well.
I had horses in Namibia.
If you want, you can borrow it. It will help you move more easily. You can leave it at the Pickery farm, and from there, you will have to continue in a canoe.
Okay, thank you so much. This is great. I will take care of him, I promise you.
Here in Pantanal, no one ever sleeps on the ground. I'm going to give you a hammock.
Okay, thank you.
And one more thing. To get rid of mosquitoes at night, there is one solution, the macaco ants. Rub them on your skin and they will act as a natural repellent. But be careful, don't confuse them with the Novatera ants. They're red and they really bite. Good luck with the jaguars.
To flee from poachers and breeders who want them off their land, jaguars have taken shelter in the less accessible swampy regions. I hope to reach the jaguar territory by tomorrow morning. Without this horse, it would have taken me over 2 days. Mosquitoes are already out. Hard to escape from them. Ah, the aquatic palm tree. Ah, these ones are not ripe yet. but within a few days, they will be good to eat. It's Macao's favorite food. It's actually 95% of what they live on. They can always be useful. It's dinner time. Piranhas often hunt in groups, which is a great opportunity for me, the lonesome fisherman. There is approximately 30 different species. I really feel free on this river, fishing, catching my own food. So this is the strategy of piranhas. They pretend to be dead, but they are very much alive and still able to bite. Even outside of the water, I need to be very careful. These piranhas have very sharp teeth. Ooh, ooh, ooh. This is a real carnivore. And if ever my finger gets in, I'll be definitely fingerless. Piranha tastes good. Here are the macaco ants. I am following Klebeson's advice, using the recipe of this natural mosquito repellent transmitted by Amazonian Indians. Ouch. They sting. Ah, it smells nice. A little bit like licorice. I hope it will work. This is a day that ends well. Nature in the Pantanal offers a chromatic symphony, day and night alike. These are the last kilometers on horseback before reaching the flooded plains of the northern Mato Grosso. Soon, I will reach Porto Jofre, where I will have to part with my traveling companion. From here on, the only way to keep going is by canoe. Located between the Amazonian basin and the Paraguay River to which it is connected, the Rio Cuyaba is one of the last rivers that you can navigate all year round. It's dawn and the atmosphere is really peaceful here on the Rio Cuyaba, the river of otters. Climate is rough in this remote area of the Pantanal. The highest temperatures in Brazil and among the highest humidity levels in the world have been recorded here. And it's on these banks that I have the best chances to see the jaguar. Jaguars are excellent swimmers. They come to hunt along the banks, so that's where I have the better chances to see them. Within a few months, 80% of the Pantanal will be totally flooded. And when you look at these trees, you can see how high the level can go. And what happens to the jaguars then? There is a mystery. Few men venture into this wild Eden populated with cormorants, egrets, and 650 other bird species. There, the giant otters. They are very good swimmers. It's going to be very hard for me to follow them. They are looking for a way to get out of the river. These otters can swim as fast as 30 kilometers per hour. And while they are traveling alongside the river, they are always watching up to eventually see a jaguar that could go for them. They are just passing by a caiman. They are so fast that he hardly saw them passing by. Although they are as large as Labradors, these otters are very difficult to watch. Their population has been decimated because of their highly coveted fur. It is believed there are only about 5,000 individuals left. Nowadays, the otter is the victim of fishermen who accuse it of voraciously pilfering their fish nets. An otter can eat up to 4 kilos of fish per day, hardly enough to deplete the region's fish population. They are going up on the edge of the river. They are clearly marking their territory. They are spreading their feces and urine all over this place. What a concert. That was one of the sounds that otters can emit. They can cry, whistle, bark, grunt. They have a full range of cries, depending on the message they want to transmit to the group. We don't immediately realize that they are 2 meters long from their nose to the tip of their tail. I'm gonna move away. I'm disturbing them. They came here to rest. Along these banks, where the jaguar hunts caimans or capybaras, is where one has the best chances to come across this feline. But he knows how to blend into his environment and to become invisible. Ah, capybaras. In Guarani language, capybara means the lord of the grass. And actually, these animals are ruminants, just like cattle. They regurgitate the food before being able to digest it. And the male easily recognizable because of its gland that he wears on top of his nostril and allows him to mark his territory. Similar to a giant guinea pig, this semi-aquatic mammal has webbed feet. It is perfectly adapted to its environment. The capybara lives in very peaceful and close-knitted groups. Adults measure on average 1.20 meters and may weigh up to 70 kilos. So as to survive, the largest rodent in the world relies on an unusual social cohesion. There is a detail that moves me about capybaras, is their incredible sense of family or group. Around the males, the females can take care of any of the young ones. They can even feed other females' babies. On top of that, if one female gets pregnant in the group, all the other females will start producing milk. That's what I call community. I don't know exactly why, but there is something with them that is rather endearing. Maybe it's because of their sweet look or their round muzzle. These jumbled rivers and swamps are not only inhabited by anacondas, caimans, or capybaras. Myriads of birds fly over these waters all year round. Among them, densely settled on the swamp banks is the jabiru, the proud emblem of the Pantanal. It is easily identifiable by its wide black and slightly upturned neck adorned with a featherless red pocket. This wading bird is busy plunging its beak into the water to locate its prey. The jabiru fishes as it walks. On the menu, eels, crustaceans, fish, young caimans and amphibians. The largest flying bird in Brazil is constantly taking care of its nest. Above all, it favors building it on high promontories. It takes care of this perch during several years. This is typically the place and the time of the day where I like to stop when the sun is going down. The whole atmosphere is changing, the sounds as well. There is high activity among all fishes here in these shallow waters. It's a very peaceful moment. The capybaras are here, quiet. The caimans too. This is when I like to actually close my eyes to really connect with everything around me. This islet appeared when the waters retired, and it will disappear in a few weeks from now, with the return of the rainy season. Meanwhile, I'm enjoying this vantage point. The aquaries I picked a few days ago are finally ripe. They will be the basis of my diet tonight, as they are for monkeys or macaws. It does taste sweet, a little bit like mango. But it's very sticky. It's actually not so great to eat. But I'm really hungry. This wild paradise is one of the rare places where one can reconnect with nature, with the feeling of being all alone in the world. Hidden in his immense kingdom, a jaguar may be observing me. The best chances to glimpse a jaguar are at dawn, when he prowls around the banks to pounce on a prey. But this discreet feline has become scarce. In the jaguar's natural habitat of Pantanal, it is believed there are only about 6 or 7 individuals left per 100 square kilometers. Man is his only predator. His territory has been invaded by cattle farming and ruined by deforestation. My quest is an uncertain one. You can spend several days trying to track down jaguars and not even get a glimpse of one, which is far from being the case with caimans. Jaguar. What a beautiful animal. According to its size, it must be a female. Like tigers, jaguars are very skilled swimmers. And this is why they come here to the shores to find big fish, turtles, capybaras, and even caimans. These animals fear humans. They are so shy. Wow. No pain, no gain. Because they keep on moving on the riverbank, I have to follow them. This is the sound of two jaguars mating. This is real luck. It's the female, followed by the male. It is truly splendid. Jaguars really look like leopards. Though their rosettes are wider and darker, their heads are also much bigger, like that of tigers. I was hoping to see one, but not two. This is unbelievable. A male and a female in their mating period. By grunting and leaving olfactory tracks in her wake, the female has informed that she was available. Males rarely ignore such effective signals. We can easily notice that the male is much bigger than the female. Well, now, this is really incredible. They are mating just in front of my eyes. As you can see, it's an act that happens very quickly, and that's why they need to do it several times a day. It's really a lucky day for me to see two jaguars. Jaguars are on top of the food chain, and there is plenty of food. Everything is made for them to ensure that they can raise babies all year round. So that's why they can mate anytime. Here, in the Pantanal, jaguars are known to be the biggest in the world. The male doesn't give a break to the female. The mating will last for a few days, and it will be non-stop. The female will not even have time to eat. This super predator has jaws even more powerful than those of a lion or a tiger. It fears no one except humans. But I should remain cautious. Each move counts. What is interesting about felines is that the mating moment is often very wild. The female has a tendency to reject the male, claws and canines out. Now is a rather quiet moment right after mating. The male is calmly licking his paws, grooming, right next to the female, who is absolutely quiet. It's a particularly peaceful moment. It is truly an honor to be able to witness this. It is one of the greatest gifts nature has ever offered me. Night is about to fall, and already their ways part. Like the African or Asian leopard, the jaguar is a solitary feline. Couple relationships are ephemeral. If she is not shot by poachers before, in 3 months from now, this female will give birth to new Pantanal princes. Then she will raise a progeny alone in this gigantic swamp that is listed World Heritage Site.